we're here to interview the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin. We'll be doing that soon. There are risks to conducting an interview like this, obviously, so we've thought about it carefully over many months. Here's why we're doing it. First, because it's our job. We're in journalism. Our duty is to inform people. 2 years into a war that's reshaping the entire world, most Americans are not informed. They have no real idea what's happening in this region, here in Russia or 600 miles away in Ukraine. But they should know. They're paying for much of it in ways they might not fully yet perceive. The war in Ukraine is a human disaster. It's left hundreds of thousands of people dead, an entire generation of young Ukrainians, and it's depopulated the largest country in Europe. But the long-term effects are even more profound. This war has utterly reshaped the global military and trade alliances, and the sanctions that followed have as well. And in total, they have upended the world economy. The post-World War II economic order, the system that guaranteed prosperity in the West for more than 80 years, is coming apart very fast, and along with it, the dominance of the US dollar. These are not small changes. They are history-altering developments. They will define the lives of our grandchildren. Most of the world understands this perfectly well. They can see it. Ask anyone in Asia or the Middle East what the future looks like. And yet the populations of the English-speaking countries seem mostly unaware. They think that as nothing has really changed. And they think that because no one has told them the truth. Their media outlets are corrupt. They lie to their readers and viewers. And they do that mostly by omission. For example, since the day the war in Ukraine began, American media outlets have spoken to scores of people from Ukraine, and they've done scores of interviews with Ukrainian President Zelensky. We ourselves have put in a request for an interview with Zelensky, and we hope he accepts. But the interviews he's already done in the United States are not traditional interviews. They are fawning pep sessions specifically designed to amplify Zelensky's demand that the U.S. enter more deeply into a war in Eastern Europe and pay for it. That is not journalism. It is government propaganda. Propaganda of the ugliest kind, the kind that kills people. At the same time, our politicians and media outlets have been doing this, promoting a foreign leader like he's a new consumer brand. Not a single Western journalist has bothered to interview the president of the other country involved in this conflict, Vladimir Putin. Most Americans have no idea why Putin invaded Ukraine or what his goals are now. They've never heard his voice. That's wrong. Americans have a right to know all they can about a war they're implicated in, and we have the right to tell them about it because we are Americans too. Freedom of speech is our birthright. We were born with the right to say what we believe. That right cannot be taken away no matter who is in the White House. But they're trying anyway. Almost 3 years ago, the Biden administration illegally spied on our text messages and then leaked the contents to their servants in the news media. They did this in order to stop a Putin interview that we were planning. Last month, we're pretty certain they did exactly the same thing once again, but this time we came to Moscow anyway. We are not here because we love Vladimir Putin. We are here because we love the United States, and we want it to remain prosperous and free. We paid for this trip ourselves. We took no money from any government or group, nor are we charging people to see the interview. It is not behind a paywall. Anyone can watch the entire thing, shot live to tape and unedited, on our website, tuckercarlson.com. Elon Musk, to his great credit, has promised not to suppress or block this interview once we post it on his platform, X, and we're grateful for that. Western governments, by contrast, will certainly do their best to censor this video on other less principled platforms because that's what they do. They are afraid of information they can't control. But you have no reason to be afraid of it. We are not encouraging you to agree with what Putin may say in this interview, but we are urging you to watch it. You should know as much as you can. And then, like a free citizen and not a slave, you can decide for yourself. Thanks.
Пересматривает архитектуру своих воззрений, перестраивает себя.
Будем ее повышать.
Отвечая на ваш вопрос, что самолет сбит, это уже установлено точно, американской системой Patriot. Это уже экспертиза установила. И предложение вот тех людей, с которыми вы разговаривали, в Ханты-Мансийске, да, создать украинские власти там где-то обронили фразу, что хотели бы провести международное расследование. Мы просим об этом и настаиваем на том, чтобы было проведено международное расследование. Желающих из международных организаций нет. Высокие достижения в международных соревнованиях сейчас, мне кажется...
Спасибо, Владимир Владимирович. Мы знаем, насколько у вас плотный график.
Пользуясь случаем, официально говорю, мы просим прислать международных экспертов и провести этот анализ. Оценить имеющиеся вещественные доказательства того, что самолет сбит системой Patriot из конкретного места и в конкретное время. Я уже говорил, в 11:10 было произведено 2 пуска с территории подконтрольной украинским властям. Вот мы просим о том, чтобы приехали международные эксперты. Сейчас. Значит, теперь по поводу мы не будем останавливать обмены. Нам своих ребят надо забрать. У нас соотношение людей, которые находятся в России, тех, которые наших ребят, которые находятся на Украине, не знаю, сейчас он 1 к 10, это наш даже больше. У нас 1000, у них несколько десятков. Вот, сотни, может. Сразу уходит из информационного поля, все вычищается. Они нам все время дают сигнал о том, что готовы. Ну, готовы, пожалуйста. Это их дело, как поступать с их военнослужащими. Но объяснения этому нет. И сейчас, конечно, мы знаем там опасения, что это отрицательно. Одно из важнейших направлений, где идут сейчас боевые действия, это Авдеевка. Вот эта группа ветераны впереди наших войск обогнала их, впереди этих кадровых войск, прорвала оборону противника и вышла на окраины Авдеевки, захватила 19 домов и удерживает их успешно.